Okay, so if you're a level 6 project controls apprentice, you know that some skills are about way more than just ticking a box. They're about a total mindset shift. Today, we're going to tackle a really big one, skill S20. And the best way to get our heads around it is to follow the story of an apprentice named Jody, who has to go from being a scheduler to a strategist, and she has to do it fast.
So meet Jody. She's a super talented apprentice at a big retailer, IBIS Stores, and she's just been handed the company's biggest project of the year, the launch of their new IBIS Go mobile app. Now, this is a massive opportunity for her, but you guessed it, it comes with an equally massive challenge.
And boom, there it is. Her manager, Riddle, comes to her and says she needs 3 totally different plans for 3 different audiences, all for the same project. You can just feel the panic setting in, right? But this isn't just a tough scheduling task. It's the exact problem that Skills S20 is all about solving.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with Jody's puzzle, then we'll map out what this skill actually is. After that, we'll walk through a simple 5-step guide to develop it, figure out how to prove it for Accutem, and finally get you prepped to ace that final assessment.
So let's really dig into Jody's puzzle here. The real challenge isn't just making 3 different schedules. No way. It's about understanding that the board, the marketing team, and the developers all need to make completely different decisions. And Jody's job? It's to give each of them exactly the right level of information to support those decisions.
So, this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do you do all of that without everything descending into total chaos? Well, Jody's feeling the pressure, so she does the smart thing. She goes to her mentor, a seasoned pro named Adam, because she knows she needs a strategy, not just a bigger to-do list.
And Adam, he knows exactly what's going on, but he doesn't just give her the answer. Instead, he gives her a roadmap. He starts by properly defining the skills she's being tested on, and he uses a really simple framework to make the whole concept click into place.
Now look at the language here. This is so important. It doesn't say produce schedules. It says define, lead, and justify strategies. Adam explains that this is the skill that takes you from being a technician who just uses the software to a strategic leader who's providing critical decision support. It's a total game changer.
This slide, honestly, this is the whole mindset shift in a nutshell. S20 is not about creating one monster schedule with every single detail imaginable. And it's definitely not about just letting the software do the thinking. It is about matching the plan to the decision that needs to be made. It's about you using your strategic judgment to support the business. And to make it all make sense, Adam uses this brilliant analogy. He says, Jody, think of it like planning a road trip. The board? They just need to know the destination and the major cities you'll hit along the way. That's your milestone schedule. Riddle and her marketing team, they need the day-by-day itinerary so they can coordinate everything. That's your summary schedule. And the developers who are actually building the app, they need the turn-by-turn navigation to do their job. That's the detailed schedule. And just like that, Riddle's request suddenly makes perfect sense.
Okay, so now Jody gets the what and the why. So Adam lays out the how. He gives her a clear 5-step process that she can use on this project and frankly on every project she works on from now on to really build up and apply Skill S20.
And here's the playbook. Step 1. Understand the purpose. What decisions need your support? 2. Define the overall framework that all the plans will live inside. 3. Know your different levels, just like that road trip. 4. Be confident and recommend the right approach. And step 5, which might be the most important. Communicate the why behind your strategy to everyone.
So, Jody's on a roll. She's using Adam's guide, she's creating her planning strategy, but then a new question pops into her head. How do I actually prove to my apprenticeship provider, Accutem, that I'm doing all this? For that, she goes to her coach, Olivia. And Olivia's advice is absolute gold. She tells Jody to collect the breadcrumbs of her thinking. You know, things like the actual planning framework document she wrote, or the decision papers where she formally recommended a certain level of plan. Even getting feedback from Riddle that says, hey, Jody really led the planning on this. That's perfect evidence. It's not about showing the final product. It's about showing the thinking that got you there.
And here's the key point from Olivia, and I want you to burn this into your brain. The assessors do not want to see another pretty Gantt chart. They see thousands of them. What they want is to see your strategic thinking. You have to show them the why behind your plan.
All right, we're at the final hurdle now, the endpoint assessment, or the EPA. Jody has to be ready to talk about her work confidently in that professional discussion. So Olivia helps her get ready for the kind of tough questions that are definitely coming her way.
This is such a classic S20 question. Notice it's not asking what did you do, it's asking how did your strategy add value to the project. It's designed specifically to see if you've made that leap from just being a scheduler to a true strategic planner. And to knock this question out of the park, Olivia gives Jody a super simple but incredibly powerful structure. Claim, evidence, impact. First, you make your claim. I recommended a 3-tier schedule. Then you back it up with evidence, and you can see that documented in the planning framework. And finally, you show the impact. And the result was that the board had the oversight they needed, while the dev team had the freedom to get on with their work. See how powerful that is?
So to wrap it up, if you're walking into your EPA, you have got to be able to nail these 4 points. Explain how you defined your framework, justify why you needed different levels, show how your strategy helped maintain control, and prove how your approach actually protected the project's delivery.
And by going through this whole process, Jody completely transformed. That request from her manager that seemed so overwhelming at the start is now something she can handle with total confidence. She's not just reacting to requests anymore, she's a strategic planning leader, actively guiding her project towards success.
So, I'm going to leave you with this question. Forget about Jody for a second and think about your project, the one you're working on right now. Ask yourself this: what is the single most important decision my plan needs to support? Because answering that question, well, that's your first real step to mastering S20.